drinking coffee cause weight gain? Does drinking coffee make you fat? Not sure how up to date on my life and what I do every day you are, but my wife and I own a coffee shop here in Gold Coast, Australia called Morena Espresso. Cool little fun fact about their name. Morena is a word that crosses over between both of our cultures, which is pretty cool. My wife is from Ecuador, where they speak Spanish, and morena means brunette or tanned skin, and she is both of those things. In New Zealand, where I am from, the Māori people speak te reo, that's their native language, and in te reo, morena means good morning, which works well with coffee, because typically we'll drink that in the morning. So the coffee shop is our little baby. That's always been my wife's dream, to have her own coffee shop one day. So having that has been pretty fucking cool. Pretty fucking cool seeing her dreams sort of unfold and become a thing. A lot of my clients have come to me through the cafe, and a lot of my clients now come regularly to the cafe, so it's working well on both ends for us. Look, I'm a carpenter by trade, and I think it's fucking cool that I now get to spend my time split between working at the coffee shop and coaching people. I've been passionate about fitness for a while, and so the fact that I get to do that as a job now is cool, and the fact that I'm not doing the same thing day in and day out is even cooler. Funny little thing about baristas that maybe you're not all aware of is we don't actually know too many of you by name. A lot of you are known to us by your coffee order. Hey, did you see small cappuccino with an extra shot this morning? Yeah. When you come in and you change your order, it catches us off guard. It's like our whole world has been flipped upside down. The point of this is, not so long ago, one of our regulars came in and she asked for a small long black. What do you mean small long black? You always have a small oat latte. It was when she told us, yeah, well, I've noticed I've got a little bit of a spare tire now, and it's gotta be the extra carbs in the oat milk. And look, I was actually impressed that she's narrowed it down to this very small detail of her diet. I think there's possibly a little bit more at play, but she does have a point. What is our coffee doing to us? How many calories are we drinking that we're not aware of? After all, a big cause for weight gain in people is not understanding the calories they drink. Plenty of people count their calories they eat, but what about the couple of coffees? What about the can of Coke? What about the couple of beers or the glass of wine? All of these things add up. Is your choice of coffee causing weight gain? Look, in short, yes, it probably is. When you compare the 200 plus calories in a standard 12-ounce cup of regular full cream milk with the 4 calories in an Americano, or a long black as we call it over this side of the world, you can see why it can add to weight gain. A standard 12-ounce cup of coffee is 200 to 240 calories, 11 grams of fat, 15 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of protein. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but all of those calories add up fast. And look, how many of you can honestly say you just have 1 cup of coffee a day? I know I don't. But let's switch it up a little bit. So let's take a look at a skinny instead. So on skinny milk, skim milk, low fat, 4%, whatever you call it. Skinny milk. 100 calories, 4 grams of fat, 13 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So we're getting better. Let's look at some of our milk alternatives. They're becoming a lot more popular now. A lot more people are going plant-based or vegan. There's a whole lot of reasons why people are choosing milk alternatives now. So let's look at a few of those. Almond milk. 30 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and 1 gram of protein. Coconut milk. 45 calories, 7 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and 1 gram of protein. Oat milk. All right, 130 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 24 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. And lastly, soy milk. 80 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and 7 grams of protein. So there we have it. There's a few of our different options in terms of milk, in terms of calories, just to sort of weigh up where you're at. Obviously, taste plays a big part in this as well. What about crema? Honestly, this isn't something we use a lot in Australia, but it is around. Yes, crema does make you fat. Crema, I don't know how you say it. I'll say crema, it sounds cooler. And the reason is most cremas are dairy-free, but made of sugar, sugar substitutes, oil, and thickener. Not a good start, especially when we take into account that the average pour that people are putting in is anywhere up to 4 times the recommended serving size. And honestly, they get you with serving sizes. The serving sizes on packets, they're there to trick you. They always give you some fucked up size that nobody's going off. A box of crisps that has, say, 7.4 servings in it. Nah, you're eating the whole fucking box. The box is a serving size. You're always better off going on the far side. I don't know which way you're gonna end up on the screen. It's got a list of 100 mils, 100 grams. You're better off going off those numbers because it's basically giving you the percentages. So with people pouring in more often than not 4 times the recommended serving size of 1 teaspoon, all of a sudden, 35 calories is now 140 calories. 6 grams of fat and 24 grams of sugar. Sugar, not carbs. So look, why not just add a dash of milk to your coffee? And it's not just the calories. Cremas are very high in trans fats, and trans fats are not the fats we want. Too many trans fats lead to bad cholesterol, which increase your risk of heart disease or having a stroke. Okay, so what about the other one? Does coffee dehydrate you? The fact that, like, look, for me personally, coffee does make me want to pee, so it probably is a diuretic. You should not count your coffee towards your total water count for the day. All right, so how do we make coffee for weight loss then? First start, cut out the sugars. There's plenty of natural sweeteners that are non-artificial. You could use honey. I mean, I know there's sugars in honey as well, but honey is still a better option than sugar. And stevia. Not a lot of people know that stevia is plant-based. It's not an artificial sweetener. You can also try choosing a better quality of coffee, and this is the specialist coffee shop owner in me coming out. Look, just spend a little bit more money. Enjoy your coffee. Get something that has gone through a more organic process. Something that doesn't have so many chemicals and whatnot on it. Something that's a lot better for your body. Try swapping out the chocolate on your cappuccino for cinnamon. And finally, start experimenting with different types of milk. I just gave you a whole list then of a whole lot of lower calorie options. Going back to the fact that I am the owner of a specialty coffee shop. Try drinking it black. Drink the coffee how it's supposed to be drunk, you know, get all the flavors. Stop masking all of that with milk and sugar and chocolate and syrups. Drink it how it's supposed to be. How many of you sit down and order a beer and say, can I please get milk and 2 sugars? In terms of getting the balance right, look, a lot of the plant-based options are pretty weak when it comes to protein content. That may sound a little weird for me to bring up protein with coffee. Look, I drink the majority of my coffee black, but I will have 1 coffee every other day, usually with full cream milk or maybe some soy, purely because of the protein content, just to get myself an extra 10 to 12 grams of protein in my food for the day. So on that note, soy is probably your better option if you're avoiding cow's milk, purely because of the protein content. But yeah, drinking your coffee black is hands down the lowest calorie option. And like I said earlier, instead of the crema, just add a splash of milk. So there we have it. Is coffee making you fat? It depends how you're having it. It depends how many you're having. I'm not here to say stop drinking your coffee, but be aware of what it's worth in your calories. You know, I'm gonna keep harping on about that. Tracking your calories, tracking your macros, that is a really simple way to lose weight. When you see what you've been eating, you understand what you've been eating and the damage it's doing. So by all means, have your coffee with milk, have it however you like having it, but be aware of it. be aware of the fact you could be having anywhere from 200 to 300 calories in that one drink.